Joining us right now, live at our set here in Las Vegas, one of my all-time favorites, Shannon Sharpe. Nice enough to give us a few minutes. It's great to see you.
Great to see you again, Schein. I mean, people don't realize this, but many, many years ago, you and I used to be on the radio
right.
early in the morning with Sirius, moving the chains. Me and Bob Papa, and when Papa was out, you would fill in. So it's always great reconnecting.
I always love seeing you. We go back to the first days at Sirius. It wasn't even SiriusXM. At Sirius.
Yes.
CBS.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun there.
Yes.
I mean, and I'm so happy for your success.
Thank you, Schein.
And what you're
that.
doing at ESPN, what you did at Fox, and now at Club Shay. I mean, the whole thing is unbelievable.
Everything is so surreal considering where I came from, and like as you mentioned, when we started Sirius. Actually, we were first when they first started Sirius.
That's right.
we were first, and to see the CBS and to see where I've come to. I've had a lot of great people in my life. I had a lot of great, Sean McManus and Tony Batiti giving me that opportunity for over a decade at CBS, and then Jamie Horowitz hiring me at FS1, and Skip believing in me and giving me the opportunity to be his partner for 6.5 years. I will forever be grateful for that opportunity, and then moving on to ESPN. First Take and Stephen A. giving me that opportunity, the bosses over there. I remember when I was leaving FS1, because I really didn't know, Adam, what I was going to do as far as linear television wise. I knew I was going to keep doing Club Shay because I owned that property, and so I said, well, hey, at least I have this property. I'll do this once a week, and then we'll try to figure it out after that. But when Stephen A. reached out and said, "Big boy, I want you," he says, "I don't do the hiring, but I have told my bosses, all of his bosses, Dave Roberts, Jimmy Pitaro, Burke Magnus, all the way up to Bob Iger." And when they reached out and said, "Look, we want this to work. What can we do? How do we make this work?" Met with Dave Roberts in Atlanta, and the rest is, as they say, is history. Stephen A. has been unbelievable. Molly, all the guys have been so accepting of me. But I never forget the one thing that Stephen A. told me. He says, "Look, I want you to be you."
Yeah.
He says, "I want you to be Unc. I want you to be you. I want you to be Club Shay. I want that guy." And so, and I'm like, "Stephen A., you and I, we both have big personalities." He said, "Don't worry about me. You do you, and that's going to make the best show." And so I really appreciate he and Molly really accepting me. D.O., Dan Orlowski, Ryan Clark, those guys have been so good to me, and I really appreciate that.
People don't realize this, and I have my own amazing experiences with Stephen A., who's been so incredible to me in my career. He is the ultimate teammate, the ultimate guy, and he wants you to be you.
Yes.
He is so confident, I mean this in a positive way, in himself.
Yes.
And if he believes in you and believes in the product and knows how to make great TV, he is as great a guy, in addition to talent, as you'll find in this business.
He really is. Look, events like this, I would bump into him, Super Bowls and things like that. I would see him from time to time in L.A. because he has a place in L.A., and I would bump into him. But I didn't have the type of relationship with him that I have with him now. And so it's been great to get an opportunity to see him up close and to see how he is, why he is, and how he is. And you get an appreciation for just how hard he worked and see why he's earned everything that he has. And that's why he keeps getting blessed, because he keeps blessing us.
That's right. That's a great way to phrase it. And I remember, I'm doing at the time at Sirius in 2004, the radio show with John Riggins. You're doing a show with Papa. That month of August, we have some overlap, and working with you was always a joy. And I'll tell this to anyone. We used to off air just talk about other sports.
Right.
We would talk about the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
We would talk about the NBA. So I love for you now get an opportunity to have that all sports chops and talk about other things besides football you're passionate about.
I am, Adam. And I was always wondering, I was like, am I going to ever get an opportunity to talk about something other than football? Right. Because I'm passionate about basketball. I'm passionate about a lot of other things. But look, when I was at CBS, and I appreciate the opportunity, but we were a pregame show. And our job was to get people excited and let them kind of give them an idea of what we thought was going to happen in the pregame, before the game actually happened. And so when the opportunity presented itself for Undisputed, I knew, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Don't mess this opportunity up. This is what you've been waiting for seemingly your entire media career. And you have this opportunity. Now, I will say this. I knew I could be good, but I didn't know it was going to take off. Do I know this guy? Come here.
Come up.
This is my guy, Kurt.
Kurt, come up. Say hello to Shannon.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Speaking. I'm just speaking.
You just speaking?
Just speaking to the king.
Adam
Good to see
Schein,
you,
Kurt
Kurt.
Franklin.
How are you, Kurt? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, bro. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'll see you around. I knew that I would be good in this space, but you thinking you're good, someone else, you're gonna need the fan base.
That's right.
To believe to convince the network that you're good, and so. But even though being good, I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
Not this. I mean, this is not this.
But
that's like Tom Brady saying, "Oh yeah, I knew I would be good." But did you expect 7 Super Bowls?
But can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I expected this from you.
You did?
Because I knew. Because I know your passion. I know your commitment. I know your work ethic. I know your love of sports.
Yes.
And what I know is how genuine you are.
Yeah.
See, Shannon Sharpe on the air, off the air, same person.
Right.
You know, there are some phonies in this business. Shannon Sharpe is as real as it gets. Stephen A is as real as it gets.
Yes.
So that's why I knew, and I root for you and your success. And Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
Now that's a whole different ride.
It is.
So how do you do that? Because I think that's so important. And now the deal with volume and Colin Cowherd, I think that's great. You need in that space, you're going to do your sports, but it's got to be life and a little different simultaneously.
That was the decision that I had to make, Adam, is that when I wanted to do a conversation arm of digitally, people look at me and it's like, well, he's just going to sit down and talk to basketball, baseball, football, current athletes, retired athletes. But I felt in order to grow Club Shay Shay to what I thought it could be, I needed athletes, I needed entertainers, I needed celebs, I needed influencers. And so it was in the beginning, and I found out that I'm still my best booking agent. It's best when I reach out. I mean, do I have a booking agency? Sure.
I get it.
But when they hear Shannon Sharpe saying, I would really like for you to appear on Club Shay Shay, it means something different than having a booking agent call and said, would you like to appear on Club Shay Shay? So for me, that's been probably my pride and joy. Doing Nightcap with Ocho is something that it's a different, because here's the thing. Okay, how do you separate yourself? Because the market is what it is. How about like right after the games, you guys go live.
It's genius.
On a Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. Now, we know there will be others, but I think people will look back and say 10 years, 15 years from now when other people are in the space, they're going to say, you know what? Nightcap with Uncle Ocho started this.
That's right. And you guys absolutely started it, and it's different and it's fun. I mean, your personalities are different and fun, so that's how it's going to be. Let's talk a little bit about the NFL and the Super Bowl, and I'm curious with Kyle Shanahan. You played for Mike.
I did.
You see the similarities?
I do. I see a lot of the similarities. I've known Kyle since he was 12 years of age. I've known Christian McCaffrey since he was 2.
You babysat for him. That picture's unbelievable.
Yeah. We used to. His mom used to bring him to training camp when we were up in Greeley, and he and I would play Power Rangers. He had all these flowers, the blue, the white, the green, all these, and he and I would play Power Rangers. And so, yeah, he does. He's as aggressive. He's an aggressive play caller like his dad. I think he might even be more creative than his dad, and that's saying something because his dad was very, very creative. But I see the aggressiveness in his play calling, the belief in his players, and that's what Mike did. Mike had a belief in his players. He believed that myself and Ed and Rod and TD was going to make those plays, and he was going to put us in position to make sure we could make the plays. Now, I'm going to put you in position. Now, it's your job whether or not you make that play. And so he has the utmost confidence. And I watched the way Kyle called plays. I watched the way he set things up. A very, very similar situation. I can tell he's very demanding, just like his father was. I can tell that. He's a very no-nonsense. You know exactly where you stand with Kyle Shanahan, as you did with his dad, Mike Shanahan. And I think guys can appreciate that. But, yes, I see a lot of the similarities.
I never mind GOAT conversations because it's fun and we love sports. And, you talk LeBron and Jordan all the time, and it's great TV and you make great points. And I think the Mahomes conversation is a great one because of a couple of things. The eyeball test is unbelievable.
Yes.
This 6-year stretch of him as a starter for the first 6 years of his career.
Better than anybody in the history of the game.
Bingo. My words exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that deserves to be celebrated. Now, I'm not going to pretend Tom Brady didn't exist.
Right.
I'm not going to pretend John Elway didn't exist, who I always am adamant is in that conversation as a Mount Rushmore top 5 quarterback. What do you see in terms of the GOAT status? How do you analyze it and break it down with Mahomes?
Well, Brady's the big GOAT. Brady got the big horns. Brady,
the alpha goat.
Yeah. Brady got the big horns.
He's still number one.
But,
still number one.
But I don't know if you know anything, but they got like in deer, they got what they call a spike buck, and he got little antlers. They're about this big. Now we'll see. Hopefully they'll shed, and he'll have a full rack. But right now, Brady is the GOAT. But I think this is a conversation that, if Mahomes can stay healthy, I think we're going to be able to have a serious conversation in year 15 where he is. Now, he's gone to 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. So in his first 6 years of starting, he's gone to 4 Super Bowls. Let's just say he wins this one. He's 28.
I know.
He's 28,
I know.
and the thing is, the reason why I say he has a great chance of becoming the GOAT, because he's so far ahead of where Brady was at the same time, as far as yards, as far as touchdowns, as far as regular season MVPs. Now, Super Bowls, he wins this, and he'll be tied with Tom. And he's probably going to win if they win the Super Bowl, Adam, he'll probably be the MVP.
Absolutely.
So you're talking about 3 MVPs, 3 Super Bowl wins, 2 regular season MVPs, 2 5,000-yard season, a 50-pass touchdown season. It's just going to be so hard. Now we'll have to have a different conversation. Let's just say in year 10, because he's only this is year 7, 6 years starting. Let's say he gets to year 10, and by year 10 he has 4 Super Bowls, 3 regular season MVPs, and 3 and 4 Super Bowl MVPs.
Think about that.
We're gonna.
Think about that.
What is your eye test? And he's
but that's the thing too. The eyeball test.
Yes.
Because when you watch him, and I always felt that way about John.
Yes.
Seriously, like when you watch John Elway play, like, whoa, this is greatness every time I'm watching.
Yes.
When you watch Patrick Mahomes, you're watching a historical show every time he plays.
And he can beat you so many different ways. You remember, you watched last year's Super Bowl, and Philly never snapped the ball outside of 5 seconds. They're trying to minimize his opportunity, his time of possession. And what did he do? He gets the ball in the second half and go touchdown, field goal.
It's just great.
So
on one leg, by the way.
Yes, and when he had to be perfect, because if they punt one time in the second half, they lose that game. He had to be perfect, and that's the thing you have to appreciate about great guys. When they have to be at their absolute very best, they are.
If you were advising LeBron, stay in L.A. or go to my Knicks?
He's not leaving L.A. I mean, Bronny is right there. He's not going to leave. I mean, Savannah's done a great job. His wife has done a great job of bringing the kids up and allow LeBron to have a singular focus, gets his sleep, gets his rest, his PT, all the stuff that he needs to do. I don't see it. Yeah, I would love to see LeBron maybe have to go somewhere else and win a championship. But I think at this point in time now, I think the family might be a little bit more important than the championship. I think he's asked his family and his wife and the kids to sacrifice so much for him over 21 seasons. I think now he say, I'm willing to sacrifice for them. I'll ride it out here.
All right, before we let you go, I'm so excited for your big game, and I love Oikos. I'm obsessed with it, and I've seen the trailer for this. Shannon, take us through this. This might be the commercial at Super Bowl Sunday.
It was great because here's the thing, is that when Oikos reached out to me, I had done some work with them before. They had done 2 previous sponsors of the Ocho and Coach Prime. So I had a previous relationship with these. And so when they reached out, I was like, obviously, yeah, because a company this size, they have their choices, Adam. Any ex-athlete, current athlete, celeb, entertainer, and influencer. They chose me. Okay, now, who are you pairing me with? Martin. Really? All-time great comedian, a box office guy. The Martin.
That's the guy.
So I'm like, wow. And when I read the script and I'm looking at the script for the spot, I was like, man, this is perfect. This is perfect. Hold my Oikos. We're going golfing. I'm not going to give too much away. We're going golfing, but it doesn't start off quite like we had hoped. And then to understand what Oikos is doing with the HBCUs, because they feel that resources and funding should not be a reason why people are not getting quality nutrition. So I appreciate them for pairing with HBCUs and allowing me to be a part of this. Ocho Pro and 000, jam-packed with protein, and if you can't sit down and eat a meal, you get 20 grams of protein in a small cup. So I really appreciate that from Ocho.
Shannon, love you. Happy for you. You're the
Adam,
best.
appreciate you, bro. Anytime.
That's my guy, the great Shannon Sharpe. More fun and games from Radio Row right after this.